We're Nat and James, and this is our sailboat Zephyr. She's taken us all over the world and been our home for 3.5 years. With over 20,000 nautical miles under her keel and our sights firmly set on sailing around the world, we're on a mission to make some vital upgrades and much needed repairs. So join us every week for a new video. If you would like to support our journey, a great way is by clicking the subscribe button. Enjoy the video, guys!
In the summer night.
Well, good morning, everyone. We're here in Lake Ogdenton in Annapolis. Lots of beautiful wildlife, including ducks and geese. Now, I love geese, but check out what they did. They're all hanging out on the tender. And look at this. Oh my God. All over my flip-flops. Look at that pile in the corner. Wow. These guys had some serious diarrhea or something, but I'm gonna have to clean all this off. It is disgusting. So I don't have anything specific, I think, for cleaning Hypalon, so I'm just gonna use some Total Boat. So it's pretty harmless, 100% biodegradable, so I don't think it'll hurt the Hypalon or anything, so I'll use some of this. Alright, I've scrubbed all of the crap off the dinghy. It's so much, but it's all sitting in the bilge of the dinghy now because we have that double floor. What I'm going to do is I'm going to raise the dinghy up a little bit, throw the front end up, pull out the bung plug, and just throw tons of water through it. Alright guys, day 3 of the duck poop gate, I'm going to call it. They're all back on the transom again. Listen if you can hear them. Gotcha. All right guys, day 3 or 4 of duck poop gate. I raised the tender about 2 feet above the water to block the transom, and I thought that would be high enough they wouldn't jump on, but I did leave a little gap. And so what they did was they were jumping on there, coming around and jumping onto here, and they've left all of this. Let's look at that. More. This is like a battle now. Like, thing is, we're going into the yard today, so I don't have another night to battle them. But when we come back here, it's on. Anyways, time to get the boat ready because in about 3 hours we're leaving to motor across the way to Kentmorr Marina, where we're going up on the hard, and we've got lots of cool projects we're going to show you guys. Well, good morning everyone. Today is the big day. We are hauling Zephyr out. Okay, well, the last time we did Marina in Panama, I think it was the last time for a quick bottom bay. This time
That was like 5 days or something. But this time, she's coming out of the water for a little longer.
Yeah, we got some exciting projects. We cannot wait to show you guys what we're gonna do. Promise to be a fun couple of months here with a lot of hard work, I'd say, right?
Looking forward to it, though.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to it.
We're so excited to give Zephyr the love she's been needing. We've been sailing hard for 3.5 years, so.
It's time.
Once we are in the travel lift slip, it becomes apparent that our forestay is going to prevent us from being lifted. So we turn Zephyr around and try going in backwards.
Start that process early, right? We'll see how you finish this backing up.
talking to Matt here and saying we might not clear the height of that because the rear stays will get more.
Yeah.
The rear stays are way less complicated, I think, to take off than the forestay.
Oh, Zeph, you're too big. Hey, well done on the driving.
Thanks,
Freaking
baby.
park that in backwards like a boss. No, forward didn't do. I'll park it backwards.
Why could you come down through those?
Yeah, I mean, you can do that.
Take it back to our winch. All right, guys. So we're here at the boatyard, and our problem is that our forestay will hit the crane, and same with our rear stays. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove the rear stays, and that will allow them to get the straps in place so they can lift us up high enough. So right now, when they go to lift us up, the stays or the forestay will hit the frame. So we're all good now. No, not at all. Not scary in the slightest.
Just in case it wasn't nerve-wracking enough.
Matt from MJ Sailing has just removed the starboard rear stay. Now you might be wondering what we're going to do to prevent Zephyr's mast from falling forward and crashing into the deck. Zephyr's mast has swept back spreaders, so we already have slight tension aft. But we are also going to tighten the topping lift for the boom and then crank down on the main sheet. This should provide enough tension aft to prevent the mast from falling forward. There we go, soft.
That's it. Second one. Ah!
Did you just walk this forward, Matt?
Yeah.
Yep. There's definitely less rake in the mast now.
No kidding. Once we have removed the backstays, success. She is ready to be lifted out of the water. She's out!
Well, we did the anti-fouling 8 months ago. It's actually pretty horrible. Shouldn't be that bad.
Nah.
This is pretty good. Some of the boats we see.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
That's one boat. Hard barnacles right now. We must have got those here. Probably. We didn't
Fresh-
have these,
fresh
we didn't have
patches
these
of
until
them?
we went in the ICW.
Yeah. Oh, well, there you go.
Compliments of the Chesapeake Bay.
Wow, there's so many. We didn't have any.
Yeah, there's loads. Wow. Yeah, that was excellent. Woo! We got there.
Biggest one we've pulled out.
Wow, amazing. That's awesome.
Handle it like it was no big deal.
I know.
Good job.
Yeah, well, that's because I didn't tell you that. It's a little late now.
All right, guys. Zephyr's out of the water. Tucker driving the machine like a boss.
There he is.
Alex, who's just run away, was calling all the shots, and it was apparently this is the biggest boat they've ever hauled by about 5 feet in terms of a sailboat, and they handled it like champions, man.
Yeah.
Kentmorr Marina, check it out.
Now she's about to get it clean.
Cheers. What was he trying to work out there?
How much you set down, right?
Yeah.
The weight.
But what does that mean?
Just some of the weight in the blocks and the other ones you don't want to put all of it down on the keel.
Right.
Hello.
Not on a sailboat because it'll put too much pressure on that keel pushing up. So we
Nice.
usually split it.
So interesting. I didn't realize
I
there was
know.
so much size.
Just spreads the weight out. You know,
Yeah.
You're not putting too much pressure in one place.
Alright, good morning everyone. Well, today is the first day on the hard and the beginning of all the amazing projects we're about to start. But first, we got to do a little bit of housekeeping, get Zephyr ready for all the works we're going to do. So we got a few things we're going to take care of. First thing we're going to do is drop the anchor and all the chain, get that off the front of the boat. Also, we're going to pull all of the food we have out of the bilges, and we're going to attempt to try and take out the starboard aft water tanks. If you guys remember from our earlier episodes, we have a crack in it, so we need to get that out so we can get it welded. All right, well, let's get cracking. We're going to start with the anchor.
So I think we've decided we're going to change our chain, because if you look here, look at these spots where it is just, and at the end there.
Oh yeah, look at that.
So we haven't changed our chain since we got this boat, and I think the previous owner probably changed it around once, because that's normally what you do. You change ends and then you can keep on using it, but I think he already did that, so I think it's time for a new chain.
I agree.
Plus it's making the boat real dirty. Alright, so that job's done. On to the next, no?
That was pretty straightforward, guys. Anchor went down, no problem. As we highlighted, the chain is in terrible shape. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and get the starboard aft water tank out. Yeah, so we're gonna remove the mattresses, remove the boards, and then go about disconnecting all the pipes and the sensors for the water tank. Let's see how it goes.
Back in this hole, hey?
Back in the hole. So a few months ago we talked to you about our water tank and how it has a crack. So we are going to remove our water tank. To do that, we have to disconnect the pipes here. So this is the freshwater intake, and also the intake for the water maker. Then we also have the pipe that goes out, so that's where the fresh water gets fed to the rest of the boat. And then we have some sensors here for the
That don't work?
Sensors that don't work very well for the water level of the tank. And then we also have this beam. Now, if you remember my frustration with Beneteau before, the top screws here to remove, no problem, screws underneath that way, but the only way to remove them is to remove this panel, because it's up against the fiberglass, which is just ridiculous. So we'll have to figure out how we're going to get that side of that out. And then the tank literally just lifts out. So it'll also give us a chance to refiberglass the point where the actual T-bar that broke through is to go.
I didn't expect it to look like that. So thin on that side. I mean, it makes sense, right? But
yeah, it's the shape of the hull, isn't it?
yeah.
So I've already loosened all these brackets. I just need you to pull this hose off, which it's done easily.
It's not what I expected it to look like. It's like Tetris.
It is.
But with a water tank.
We got the water tank out.
My goodness.
So the plan is, guys, I don't know if you remember it, you didn't see in our previous videos, Nat and I tried every single sealant that exists, every glue.
We bought everything.
Everything. The problem, well, it's not a problem, but the material of these tanks can only be bonded with the material of these tanks.
Because the volume of water is just so much pressure on the plastic, so it just can't hold it. Not
No.
the repairs we did anyway.
No, and everything, once it's glue, it dries, it just
Peels off,
just
like
peels
we just
right off.
showed you there.
So the way this is going to get fixed is they actually grab another piece of this type of plastic and they will weld it. So they melt it to seal it up. And that is the best way to fix this. So let's see if I can show you the crack. There's lots of light. So there's the crack there. So what happened was, we have that T-bar that goes across, and it has a pole that goes down and it hooks into the fiberglass, and that's what's meant to hold this tank down. What happened was, I think we were at an anchor in Bocas del Toro, and all the launches go by and they just kick up these huge waves, and it was slapping up against the hull. And I think what happened was that the hook broke in the fiberglass and it came up and it ripped into the tank, because that's the exact spot where it was. So yeah, next thing you know, we were full of fresh water.
Alright guys, so I've cleaned a couple of these bilges, but we've only got this far at the moment.
We gotta remove all of those stickers off the hulls.
In circles, but I'm still on the ground.